While omelets are typically made to serve just one, frittatas can serve a crowd and can be eaten hot or cold. My frittata with spinach and mushrooms is cut like slices of pie. Add your favorite cheese, and you'll have an unforgettable breakfast or brunch. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. On this channel, we teach you all about celebrating. We share recipes for food, hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, and we share entertaining tips too. And we try and keep this all as simple as we can, especially for those of you out there who say that you just can't cook or entertain, so we know you really can. So if you like this episode, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit that notification bell, and you'll get a new episode every single week. Today, our celebration is all about eggs. It's springtime, it was just Easter. I'm making a frittata. What's a frittata? Frittata is kind of like an omelet. It's an Italian-style omelet, but it's not as fussy as making it in the French style. So let's get started. Frittatas made of eggs. And I have in my bowl 12 large eggs. Easy. I'm going to add a splash of milk and some salt and pepper. Just a little bit. Now we're going to whisk these up. You want to make sure the yolks get broken, and you just whisk until combined. You don't need them to be fluffy or anything like that. Just combined well. You could do this with a mixer, but really, this is easy. Just takes a couple moments. Just make sure those yolks all get broken. There we go. One last. All right. And that's really all you need to do for this. Just combine. So we'll put this. Do that right here. I'm going to turn my pot on. We're going to start this on my stovetop in my pan. Then we're going to finish it in the oven, and that's a little difference too with frittatas. So I've got this on a medium-low heat. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of butter. Just because I don't want this sticking, even though it's a non-stick pan. And it's going to add flavor. We want there to be flavor. So I have some other ingredients here that we're going to add. I'm going to start with some spinach. Now this is cooked chopped spinach that was frozen. It's 12 ounces, which is about 340 grams. And I just heated it up, drained it, squeezed all of the liquid out. And we're going to start putting this in the pan now. Even though the butter's still melting, it's all good. The idea is we're going to dry this out a little bit. Even though I squeezed it all out, all the water out as I could, this is going to help. All right. Just like that. Again, a little salt and pepper. Especially with spinach, it takes an awful lot of salt. A little salt and pepper. Alrighty, this will stir to get it going. It really just takes a minute or so for it to dry out, so you don't have to sit here thinking you're cooking spinach for hours. Just a minute or so. Alright, next is bacon. I love bacon. So I have here, believe it or not, this is a whole pound of bacon, which is about 454 grams. Now, I cut this into lardons and I fried it in this very frying pan earlier. I'm going to put this in right now. So all cutting into a lardon means is cutting them into little pieces. And I did that so it would brown more evenly and it cooked a lot faster. We'll get that in there. a little mix. And it seems like a lot, but it's going to cook down. But plus, I want there to be a lot of flavor in this frittata. Next, mushrooms. 12 ounces, 10 ounces rather, 285 grams. Just slice them down. Same pan I cooked the bacon in, I reserved some of the fat and I cooked them in that bacon fat so they soaked up some of that flavor as well. Right in. Again, we're just going to stir them up. Now I had salted and seasoned the mushrooms when I cooked them, so I'm not going to add any more salt at this point. All right. So I'm just mixing this, kind of combine it well so we get even. I want to see bacon and mushrooms and spinach all evenly dispersed in the pan. Okay, so I've dried this all out a bit. The mushrooms had a little extra water, dried them all out. Now it's for the eggs. Do one more quick little mix. I'm going to pour these right in. In we go. Alrighty. Now right away, this is starting to set up, and that's good. Just give it a little stir. Little help around the edges. The last ingredient is shredded cheese. I have a cup of shredded cheese, or 113 grams. Today I'm using sharp cheese. A lot of times I make it with Swiss cheese. Use whatever you like. Just going to sprinkle this in. Give it another little mix to get it down in. Just like that. Delicious. Now I'm going to cut the heat. And I'm going to take this to the oven. This is going to go into an oven that's been preheated to 350 degrees or 180 degrees Celsius. And it's going to cook for maybe 10 or 15 minutes until it's all set and done through. Off to the ovens. Here we are out of the oven. Look how gorgeous this is. Look at that. Now, this was in the oven for about 15 minutes, and I took it out. The top still looked a little jiggly right in the center, but remember that this thing is filled with molten melted cheese, so a little jiggly is just the cheese. It's not undercooked eggs. But I let it sit and rest for about 10 minutes, and so if anything was undercooked, the hot pan will do carryover cooking and finish it off. So, ready. Now, if we've led a good life, I'm going to be able to slide this out of this pan in one shot. So fingers crossed. We'll just give the edge a little work with a spatula. Here we go. Whoa, ho, ho. Look at that. Phew. Now, my favorite part that I do for all of you is the tasting. So I'm just going to cut a little wedge. Oh, I can see the gooey cheese. All right. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Now it looks a little wet, and that's the cheese and the vegetables, and it's fine. That's the way you want it. So, here we go. Things I do for you, the tasting. Wow. You get everything all at once. You get the bacon and the smoky and the saltiness. You get the earthiness from the mushrooms and the spinach. And then the egg and cheese is just creamy and wraps it up all together. Delicious. A little charging goose to wash it down. Good stuff. All right, guys, as always, we'll have this recipe up in the comment section on YouTube and on our website like we always do. And we'll see you again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. because you're all invited to come on over, come on in, and let's celebrate. Cheers!